which is, as you can see, Raya and the Last Dragon. We're going to start off with that. It's a big deal for me, and let me tell you, got lots to say. Won't go into spoilers, luckily, which is why we're only going to look at images for this, but as well as this, I have other things to talk about, including a writer's Odyssey, which is a Chinese blockbuster epic, big budget. I'll tell you what's crazy about it. It has like a little bit of everything. I'll show you the trailer for this, as well as Calamity, which is a small, very small French animated film. I'll show you the trailer. Has a unique art style. It's very beautiful, very memorable, and it won like the Palme d'Or at like their festival. Anyway, it's very special. Saw that today, and as well as a bunch of shorts from the Annecy festival, of which I will show you at the end. I got 2 of these. One I haven't seen, one I have, and it's just good vibes, man. This is like the perfect ending, and if not, I got a raccoon and a cotton candy meme video, baby. So stick around for the raccoon, trust me. Just for the raccoon, this is worth the price of admission. And of course, WandaVision will end on WandaVision, because spoiler reasons, let's just say I loved it. To be honest, I don't have that much to say about it. I know it's a hot topic right now, but, you know, simply put, they nailed it. And finally, I'll preview UFC 259, very short, because it's probably the best card I've ever seen them do, and I've been watching for like over 2 years. And I'll tell you who my favorite fighter of them all is, because he's fighting on this card, which is happening right now as I speak, but that will be extremely short. So starting with Raya and the Last Dragon. It's incredible. I literally said the stakes could not be higher. They needed this to be a great film, okay? And it is by far, of all of the Disney films of all time, the most ambitious, the most high stakes, and the most epic they have ever made in terms of scale. It is insane. You can clearly feel that they were inspired by Game of Thrones, as well as what's their other inspiration? The other epics that DreamWorks have done, like How to Train Your Dragon, especially, and Kung Fu Panda 2, where comedy takes slightly a back seat because there is so much plot. It's also not a musical. They haven't done a Disney princess non-musical film since Wreck-It Ralph, and that doesn't even count because it's not about her. And same thing with Raya herself. So first of all, I did not watch trailers. I went in as blind as possible, and it's the way I want you to experience it, because simply put, Raya and the Last Dragon is a 10 out of 10. It is a masterwork. It is one of the best films they have ever made, and they lived up to the ambition that they have set themselves up for. They needed this to succeed because Frozen 2 was a major disappointment, and because they only have Disney proper only has 1 film per year, they need that film to deliver just to be able to retain their place in the conversation of best studios in terms of Pixar, DreamWorks, and Disney. It would only take 2 in a row, 2 bad ones in a row, for them to, you know, have to regain that trust, which takes years, man. It takes like, you know, you would need 3 in a row after that, good ones, just to be back in the conversation. So yeah, going as bland as possible. Like, this should be enough. But if we're gonna get into it, the flaws are so slim, okay? And when I say it's inspired by Game of Thrones, I mean, in terms of epicness, I mean this is a violent, mature story about about 5 warring factions, countries, if you will. So it's like 5 countries, very different climates, different cultures, different people. It's very nice because the diversity in this film is extremely. It's not in your face, but I mean it's dang it, it's very subtle because you do not. It's there, right, and it's kind of obvious, but you do not notice it. It is truly different cultures that are not specific to, like, okay, these are these people, these are that people. They have their own thing, because it is a fantasy world, very important. And the thing is, so the 2 biggest flaws are obvious, right? One is that it compares to Mulan big time, big time, in a lot of ways, both the quests, the hero, the story beats even. Sometimes it's like almost shot per shot. It's very similar to Mulan, but trust me, it's different enough so that it's own thing, and I'd be very curious to see which one is better, because to be honest, Mulan is one of their strongest ever as well, especially in terms of princess. Both very powerful, but this one, the reason why it's so great, actually the second vlog, real quick, Awkwafina plays the dragon, which is no big deal. Like, she's in the poster I showed you, which is no spoiler. She's a huge part of the movie. She's the second main character. The problem is, it's very simple. She's not Robin Williams, and she's not Eddie Murphy. She's not the genie, and she's not Mushu. Those are performances that are like above and beyond, so you can't really live up to those in the same way, what's his name, Olaf from Frozen couldn't live up to those expectations. So it's not really fair to say it, like, to put it against her, but still, it is the biggest flaw. It is the most obvious flaw where half of the jokes don't land, and sometimes it's like, man, there's something missing in her performance and the character itself. But it's such a small flaw in the grand scheme of things, because while her character is important, every single other side character delivers in so powerful ways. They're all so different, so surprising. Again, do not watch trailers. Try to go in as blind as possible, because every new reveal, every new is, again, the ambition. The less said, the better. So again, the most epic scale, very violent, very mature, and yet it delivers on all those fronts. It's pretty crazy. And the villain, which a lot of people might not like, reminded me so much of Scorponok from Transformers. Say what you will about the Transformers franchise, if he would have stopped after the first one, he would have something that would be viewed extremely positively in time, because of how much of a cool blockbuster it is, right? And this is one of the perfect scenes, perfect moments. This is in Raya big time. Like this feeling, this like, not only the scale, the impact, like the holy crap, you know what I mean? Like, it grabs you by the chest and shakes you, right? So it has everything you want. It has the magic, it has the plot, very important because there's no musical numbers. It does have the comedy when it needs to, but more especially it has the characters, and the story, the backbone is so solid that it delivers. And man, you have to wear a mask. Wait, I can maybe show you. I've been wearing masks every time I go to the theater, right? Especially now, because in the last 4 rooms there was a lot of kids. So when I wear the mask, I have to wear it plus glasses. So now I've like mastered the technique where, you know, I don't fog it up. And man, my mask goes wet. Okay, like, it's a movie you have to surrender to, because it is as intense emotionally as anything. It's funny because I was thinking of Fox and the Hound, and Fox and the Hound famously has one of the saddest Disney scenes of all time in the car, right? Think of the saddest Disney scene of all time, or like the 10 minutes of Up, right? The beginning of Finding Nemo. This movie is that, just like a bunch of times, and it delivers every single time. And the ending is perfect, like the big moment that Raya is defined for, which happens in the end, of course, as with all these epics, the Disney princess films, is, there are no words for how powerful that moment is. It is anyway. And the 2 messages, I'll finish on this. It's very hard for me to talk about this film without describing anything, because it's so important to me for you guys to not watch it blind as possible, but to watch it, period. It's really that good. It's worth the $30. Just of course have the biggest screen and biggest sound system as possible. But the 2 messages, which are kind of slight spoilers, but not really, which is why this movie, it really is a 10. It wouldn't, everything else wouldn't matter if not only the princess sucked or the message was bad, right? You cannot have that. And first of all, it's discourse, communication, and best of all, unity through differences. Very, very important. It's one of the biggest problems that's happening today. And the second of all is the best one, is that people can change, of course. Accountability, knowing to admit that you've made mistakes and try your best to change that. You know what I mean? These are like the 2 most important things people need to hear right now. Kids need to hear, you know? There's no discourse online. It's just screaming back and forth. So for this movie to come out at such a perfect time, to have everything that it needs, the magic, the action, the princess, man, it's just such a good story. And like I said, the scale of it is immeasurable. Like it's crazy how epic it really is. And I love it dearly. So yeah, sorry, I had to gush about it, I had to gush hard. And I saw it like two days back, the first showing in theaters. I have a war story about that after I talk about the other 2 movies, but let's just say the quest to get to the film was as impressive as the the quest and the film itself. By the way, very Mad Maxy vibes. It's like a mix between Mad Max and no, that's all I'll say. It's like Disney Mad Max. Okay, Writer's Odyssey, another weird Chinese epic. I was alone with you know, it's just me, a Chinese film, and other, anyway, crazy. Okay, it's a crazy film, and I'll show you the trailer because I can go in spoilers with this because I give it a sharp 7. High budget, very insane because it's a mix of Lord of the Rings, Inception. It has elements of the Matrix. It has like some freaking old boy stuff. It truly is everything thrown at the wall, seeing what sticks. And it's 2 stories. The movie I would most compare it to is Sucker Punch from Zack Snyder, of which I'll show you a trailer right after, where it's 2 films. You have one in real life, which is in this case about a father trying to find his daughter. Classic, you know, Korean revenge type premise. But then the other half is in this fantasy Lord of the Rings type world with creatures, and they're all very desperate elements. Like, it's pretty crazy because one time you're fighting samurai style and the other time you're fighting with like giant mechs and whatever. It's all over the place, which is one of the biggest problems. The plot is waver. Like, there are moments where they just go on speeches about stuff you don't care about. Right here, this I had to show you because this creature is one of the coolest designs I've ever seen in a long time. And it's good here because we're just getting a tease. I would say it's worth seeing this for the action scenes alone because they go high budget. But plot-wise, it's pretty rough. And also has it has a crazy martial arts fight scene that is as good as like The Raid. So it's pretty crazy how like it jumps from hardcore human drama about a father trying to find his kid, and of course CGI giant explosions like flying lantern dragons. You know what I mean? Like warring armies. It's crazy. Just talking about it seems insane. But yeah, unfortunately, it doesn't live up to its ambition comparatively to Raya. And this was Sucker Punch real quick. See, this is the disparity between both worlds, which is what I meant. In this case, it was weird because it was like a brothel in the real world. Anyway, and then to escape, this is probably his worst film, by the way. You think Justice League is going to be bad or was bad? This was bad, but the CG insane action sequences were pretty fun, you know, for as stupid as they are. You had a space one, samurai one, future city, you know what I mean, like this, World War II, zombie Nazis, you know what I mean? It goes all over the place in the same way a Writer's Odyssey has. So anyway, so that was that. Still, very weird. I'm very interested by the stuff coming out of China. And as well, okay, no, we're good. Calamity. Calamity won the Palme d'Or at the Annecy Festival, right here. Crystal for feature film, I don't know. But I saw the shorts of this, so I'm really surprised that it won. It's like a weird timing. I had to go at 9 in the morning to see this film, which means I had to wake up at 7 a.m. 7 a.m. Just to make my way to go see this film, hoping that it delivers, right? And by God, it did. It did. It sucks too because I saw it after Raya, so no matter what, it's like the scale is just it's destroyed. This is a animated Western about Calamity Jane, which is one of those OG badass women, you know, Jeanne d'Arc, you know, Calamity Jane, I don't know, Harriet Tubman, I don't know, but you know what I mean. And so yeah, her father, something bad happens, so she has to take the mantle, take care of her young siblings. It's 2 films. The first movie, the first half is about the convoy, and them like trying to get somewhere, you know what I mean, like the West, the old West. When is this? 1800s? I remember the year. It's the Frontierland, right? 1863, dear Lord. So yeah, convoy of horses and carriages. And the other half is a complete journey film where it's just her alone exploring the land, the Old West. But as you can see, the style is very pretty. And there are shots where they look like paintings. If you were to pause it, it would make such a beautiful piece, you know? So it's quite kind of, for the style alone, and the fact that it's a animated Western, which, to be honest, I think has never been done. And they nailed it. So for that, it's a hard 9. It's fantastic. And it's also the first movie since I've been to theaters where it got a clap at the end. It's also because it was a French audience. So they're very, I don't know, they like to clap, I guess. They're deserving of a clap for sure. But I wish Raya had a clap. Raya just had stunned silence. Even like the young kids, I was in a room with children under 6. You could just hear it in their voices. You're like, damn, that is the infant. And by the end of Raya, not one sound, and there was at least 35 people in there for showing, right? People were hyped. So yeah, those are the movies. Those are where it's at. Like I said, Raya truly delivers. It sucks I can't talk spoilers, and I will one day soon. But you can bet your ass that that's the bar that every single animated film in 2021 has to live up to. And trust me, I really don't think anybody can, just because of scale alone. There's never been a movie with such a big scale that also delivers on that scale, it's insane. It's insane that they managed to do it. That's why the flaws are easily overlooked, because of how powerful everything else is. It's crazy. Speaking of powerful, look at this man. Thiago Santos, my favorite fighter on the planet. Okay, Conor McGregor, don't care. Khabib, stop hugging people. Look, it's all about Thiago Santos. Thiago Santos is a beast, light heavyweight, right? First of all, look at that tattoo, man. He's got like Mjolnir on his chest. He's got like a giant warhammer. You know what I mean? And he lives up to the hype. He goes in there. He does not hug your ass. He tries to beat you. That's it. Nothing else to be said. And he went to fight. He fought the best fighter on the planet. Arguably, right? Always, but pretty much he is the GOAT, John Jones. And he would have won the fight. Thing is, he broke both of his knees in like the second round. Imagine you break both your knees, and he still kept fighting until the end of the fight, which is 3 more rounds. He fought 3 rounds, which is 15 minutes with 2 broken legs, and he came this close to winning. It is brutal. And then he literally, and I mean this, literally had to learn how to walk again. Okay, I'm not talking running. I'm not talking like, learning to fight again or walking through pain. Literally walking like he was a baby. Start from crawl, get to it's crazy. And he put his journey on Instagram, which is very inspiring. And he's a role model in his main country of Brazil, which is known for its violence, especially in the slums, if you will. You can get shot just by going to school. And he invites the youth to his gym to train for free, because he knows that if those youths are left on the streets, they could turn to crime. And he takes it upon himself to do that. It's pretty crazy. Now, I'm not saying it's just him. He's a big part of it. And I only know this because I found out on some, it's not like he pushes this out there. It's not like he's pimping out the fact that he's helping Brazilian kids not to turn violent. You know what I mean? Anyway, a man among men. So Thiago Santos, I love the guy. And every time he speaks, he sounds like the sweetest man on earth. And then you see him in the cage. You see him in a picture, and he's like the scariest man on earth. It's crazy. So he's fighting, and he's not even fighting in the main 3 battles. That's what's crazy, is that he's fighting the first fight. The other 4, the main 3, are 3 championship fights, which never happen. This never happens, and the only reason it happens now is because they always book 2 or 3 on the chance that somebody gets COVID, and it has always happened so far. Meaning they've always had to remove a big fight from the card. Only this is the lucky time where it hasn't happened, which means, just by luck, we have 3 full-on championship fights. All 3 are a big deal. Bantamweights right here, Aljamain Sterling. Both of these guys are good everywhere, so it's very exciting. And Amanda Nunes is a beast. She's the best female fighter of all time. It's not even a debate. And the thing is, Megan Anderson is not expected to win. It's not even close. But Megan Anderson, if you look at her, she looks amazing in terms of look. She's like we have height here, 6 foot, okay? But she looks 6'5". It's crazy. So you never know. But then, of course, the main event of main events. It's damn it, I lost it all, baby. But yeah, Blachowicz versus Adesanya. Adesanya is going up. Adesanya is the biggest star in the sport. He's the avatar, baby. He really is. He has all. He has mic skills, dance skills, ring skills, and he's extremely exciting to watch in terms of fighting. He's a kickboxer, which means he knows about range. He's like a literal ninja, where he's extremely slim, extremely skinny. He's like a new Bruce Lee, like straight up. So he goes against these gigantic dudes in terms of muscles, and he just barely feints him and just knocks him out with a slap to the face. It's crazy. It's like those classic videos of old men just like tap, 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 and then that's it. They're out, you know? He's as close as real life that exists. And he's moving up to fight Jan Blachowicz, which is a Polish man. Like, he's like 40 years old. He just punches you, knocks you out. Like, it's that simple. He hits you once, you're done. So it's all about, can Israel evade and hit back strong enough to actually bring him down, or will Jan get that lucky shot and take it? It's very exciting. So, man, again, this is tonight, so I'll talk about it tomorrow. Dear Lord. So yeah, and finally, just the last thing I did was go to a, again, this goes with the journeys. I take journeys every day now, it seems, to go to the cinema to see something. And, you know, started off with the big movies of the year, Judas and the Black Messiah, etc., etc., Croods 2, whatever. And now it's like deep cuts. And if you want, you know what I mean, you can go to Ninja to get some S-tier Fortnite gameplay, you know what I mean? But if you want, like, come to me if you want animation and pro theater going fan. Like, when in terms of going to cinema, especially for animation or anything really, if it's a deep cut, chances are I found it. Chances are I'm getting ready to go to it, and chances are there's nothing gonna stop me from enjoying it more than most people would, just based on hype and the state I get, and just the joy that I can do so in the first place. I lived 8 years of my life not being able to go to a cinema, which is, for all intents and purposes, especially in 3D, especially animated, is my favorite thing. You know what I mean? I love dancing in a park. I love, you know, video games. I love freaking WandaVision. But nothing beats an incredible 3D animated film in theaters. It's like top of the line. It's some people it's skydiving, some people it's playing soccer. Me, it's going to see a 3D animated film at like 1 o'clock in the afternoon because there's a curfew. So yeah, today was a bunch of shorts from Annecy. So it was like the best of Annecy Festival 2020. That's funny because the guy came up front. He's like, "Oh yeah, thank you guys for being here." Talk for 15 minutes. Don't remember a single word of what he said. He's like, "Oh yeah, in this short, you're gonna feel the soul of the artist. He's gonna talk through his anyway for like 15 minutes." And you're like, dude, just play the damn thing. Oh man, and so yeah, wearing the mask. First movie sucks, of course. The first movie you watch with this will suck, but then you get used to it, and trust me, it's like anything. You forget it's there, and it's now I wear a full mask every film. I've like mastered wearing glasses and wearing a mask at the same time, and can't stop me, baby. Can't stop me. Tomorrow, Taxi Driver at like 1. And I've never seen Taxi Driver, so I'm extremely excited about that. And of all the shorts I've seen, this was the best one. I was hoping I could find it online, but I couldn't. So all we have is a trailer. But it's like a future dystopian land, and we're following this family right here, trying to survive, you know, just trying to survive. And then something wicked this way comes. I won't spoil it since it's happening in 2 seconds. So yeah, Wade mean water in the country this was made in, which I'm forgetting right now. But point is, it was awesome. And best of all, they started the entire experience with a short that was 40 seconds long right here. Amazing vibes. And I'll show you this at the end real soon. So yeah, WandaVision, was that it? I think that was it, right? Yeah, sorry, I ate too much, drank some coffee. A lot going on. Oh yeah, by the way, this is the last time you see this setup. Last time you see Shawshank Redemption. I'm going in the corner. Same thing with Krang. I got Sleeping Kirby on Krang, by the way. And same thing with Spyro and Big Daddy right here. They're all going to leave us. That wall, taking over tomorrow. I finally got everything. The only thing that won't change, unfortunately, is the crappy lighting. Crappy lighting will stay until I get the light fix. The literal light room, the light of the room that you're supposed to turn on with a switch when you come in, is broken. So all I have is these 2 lamps, which I've been using for lighting. So lighting will still suck, but at the very least, I will be where I will always be. And I'll have the wall all spruced up for you. Invisible Man will be back Krang will still be there, of course. And so yeah, that's tomorrow. So this is the last time you see this. WandaVision, baby. It's over. It's finished. Spoilers, if you haven't seen WandaVision, get out now. Fantastic show. Watch it. It's incredible. It's one of the best things Marvel's has ever done, and will be through time because of the heavy topics it explores. It's funny because looking back in retrospect, the worst thing they've done is to bring back Quicksilver, because by doing so, and especially by casting the guy from the Fox series and him being a red herring in the end, made fans speculate in a way that was not conductive to quality. It sucks because week to week it was all about like the crazy theories of things that might happen, which we're all guilty of, all of us, me included, right? I thought Magneto would show up, but in the end, it is pretty much it's a segmented story about grief, all about Wanda and Vision. I love that at the end it really comes. Yes, they introduce Monica Rambeau, which will be huge later on, and other small elements. But dear Lord, is it about grief through the most powerful character in the entire Marvel universe? And it's crazy because at this point, yes, she's going to be in Doctor Strange, and she'll probably be the big bad in Doctor Strange. But man, do I want to see a fight between Wanda and Captain Marvel? Because dear Lord, it's Superman against Constantine. If Constantine was like, the most powerful magician of them all, it's insane. So in terms of the goals of the show, and especially the themes of the show, it delivered. You cannot take that away. Plus, you add on top the gimmick, the sitcom gimmick. I love sitcoms. Baby, sitcoms, I used to be adamant against them on principle, that I felt like they were useless. They were just made to make you laugh. When in turn, it's the complete opposite. There's a family vibe to sitcoms that are hard, very, very hard to achieve and to recreate. The best sitcoms feel like family. Parks and Rec, The Office. My favorite being Community. Community is my favorite sitcom. But, they helped me through bad times, as I'm sure they have most everybody. The Office is literally the most watched show during the pandemic for good reason. And not from people watching it for the first time. It was mostly replays, of course, because it's more than escapism, right? So they added on like that on top of the grief. They added a literal exploration of comedy through art, which is sitcoms, into a dramatic story about the most powerful character in the Marvel Universe dealing with the most intense grief imaginable. That's what the show is about. I just broke it down for you. And you know what I mean? And it delivers on that. Of course it does. Nobody's out there screaming that, this grief garbage. Oh, why is she crying? No, nobody's complaining about that stuff. The Vision stuff, the Vision stuff in the finale. The fact that he's not actually dead, and they brought him back in such a crazy, unique way. And it's crazy because the Marvel Universe, they have a crazy take on artificial intelligence. It's one of the subjects they've explored the most in their entire catalog of films, especially in terms of villains. We're talking Ultron. Iron Man explored it a little bit, but Vision is all about that, an exploration of the mind, right? How much is machine, how much is man? Sorry about that. Like I said, there's a lot of stuff going on. It's brewing. When I go out, I make a day of it. I go to the restaurants. I got spots around every cinema in town. It's pretty crazy. It's the good life. It's the good life. So yeah, WandaVision. I cannot praise it enough, and I think it was purposeful that they put it before Falcon and Winter Soldier, because Falcon and Winter Soldier was supposed to come out first on the schedule. It was always the first one, but I think they knew that this was better, and they needed to start strong, because the law of averages means that one of these shows is going to be worse than the others. It's going to be Loki, Moon Knight, Miss Marvel. One of these has to be less good than the others, just by virtue of all of them existing and all of them coming out around the same time. And I think Falcon, the Winter Soldier, through no fault of its own, is going to be that show. Also, they had to show how subversive these shows are going to be. This show is an exploration of sitcoms and grief, right? The Falcon and the Winter Soldier is going to be political as hell. It's always been political. Captain America is a political character. right? So that, I think that's also another reason they didn't put it first, because it's going to be more divisive. It's going to be, people are going to have opinions on the stories they're tackling. And of course, by the way, Falcon is going to be Captain America. It's not even, Winter Soldier is going to get canceled within seconds because there's so much footage of him assassinating people. It's not even funny, so he doesn't even stand a chance. But baby, so we'll see. But I'm hoping, you know, like, it's going to be good. They're all going to be good, right? Which one will be great and which one will not be, doesn't hit the bar. So yeah, you know what? I had more to say about WandaVision than I thought. So yeah, that's it. We're done. Again, everything will be better tomorrow. Same thing with the presentation. I didn't have much time. Plus, like, I just found the sleeping Kirby. I was like, yes, you know what I mean. But I found the rest, so I'll sit down, all that up tomorrow, and I'll be more energized after Taxi Driver. Hopefully that doesn't destroy me. So tomorrow's show is going to be extremely exciting because, yeah, Taxi Driver, which is a big deal. And I have not seen Taxi Driver, and people say that Joker ripped off Taxi Driver and almost shot for shot. So I cannot wait to see, because I'll be one of the rare few that has the perspective of seeing Taxi Driver after Joker. So I'll be able to tell you how they compare, if it holds up, and Robert De Niro's performance. But I'll also be talking about anime. It's Battle Royale time. By the end of the month, I will guarantee Wonder Egg Priority will be watched as the hot new anime, as well as The Promised Neverland Season 2, unless, people are saying it's bad right now, unless it completely falls apart. And I literally should not watch it on principle because it's bad, so we'll find out. But I'm guessing that won't be the case. So right now it's a Battle Royale between 3 animes. 3 come in, 1 shall stand, 1 shall be watched. So Haikyuu, Fire Force, and Dr. Stone. I'm doing 1 episode of each tonight. So tomorrow, Taxi Driver, and early thoughts on those 3 and which one gets cut. And of course, more fun stuff. Hopefully, it'll be daily from now on. It's crazy, I ate so much, like, my stomach is in the way of my lungs. But that's a small problem to have, you know what I mean? And all the problems I could have is as good as it gets. So I don't know which one I should do first, the raccoon or this crazy vibes. Okay, the raccoon is too good. So we'll do this one, which I have not seen first. 47 seconds. These were made as like interludes in between the actual official shorts. But the culture is undeniable. I haven't seen this one move. I think this is India. Or, yeah, part of Africa. And we gotta learn more African countries. I know I learned about Georgia recently. I was like, Georgia's a country? My stomach's really not happy with me. The acids are fluctuating. Okay, here we go. This is how they started the entire presentation. And man, I literally wanted to scream, but it's such a silent and respectable room. I would have stuck out. By the way, I was in row B, you know, A to J or whatever. I was in row B, right in the middle, and I'm 6'5", which meant I had to like hunch down as I possibly could, just to make sure that everybody can just see the film. First world problems. Here we go. Pure vibes. Baby. I was like dancing in my seat. Something this and dancing. By the way, we're all gaining weight, right? It's obvious. Trust me. I will lose it. Once I go back to 4 days a week, dancing in the park. Just gotta wait for the snow to melt, baby. Then I'll be just like them. Okay, maybe not that close. I'll try to get vaccinated first. No promises. So yeah, see right here. And I was like, I just wanted to go, yeah. Just a good yeah, you know? Just no. But no. I know like 3 people would have been like in their heads, they would have been like, yeah. And then the rest of the people would have been like, oh no. Okay, here we go. A raccoon and some cotton candy. That's all I'll say. This is mine. Okay, I'm gonna wash it. Wait, where is it? Where'd it go? his mind, like his whole world, just like shattered. From pure happiness to distraught. Another one. Oh, and it's gone. All he's got now is sugary water. Luckily, the best meme videos always have a happy ending. My man learned. Let's enjoy it. Raccoons, baby. We gotta show that first one. Oh.
Alright, class.
I love Mr. Bitch, but some other time, Mr. Bitch. You gotta love the literal second it takes to disappear. Gone. That's it. No more. This is like mental torture. Man, I can watch this all day, but this will be the last time. So yeah, so I'll see you guys tomorrow. So yeah, of course, since the setup will be pretty much complete, except for the lighting, of course. Man, every time I turn to either side, my eyes glare, because both these lights are extremely strong and up in my face. But, so yeah, more games. Of course, I do want to play Detroit Become Human first, and Samurai Jack. Very excited for those, as well as Far Cry. Yooka-Laylee in the Impossible Lair, and others. But yeah, trust me, all things are coming, as always. Till next time, love ya. Peace.